All right, so we promised you a report that involved the Lions at 3 and Tua. Sully, the newspaper, I believe is it Omar Kelly, the reporter, is saying this? Please read it for the people. And again, we can have the conversation. Obviously, we're not going to get an answer on it today, but it is interesting.
Yeah, from the Sun Sentinel, he says, I'm told the Lions are very in play to select a quarterback because of Matthew Stafford's health issues. You can take that however you want, but that's what these streets are saying.
Now, look, I have told you, we could come to a common ground on this, that there's only two choices. It's take Tua or trade down. I am yet to hear a caller, and maybe that'll materialize, who thinks staying at 3 and selecting anyone not named Tua is a good idea. But the Lions, at a minimum, there better be another 50 reports like this, because if you plan on getting people to give you the best offers possible, then you have to make Detroit a destination where a QB could go and make someone bribe you not to take him. Because if you don't, then no one's going to call you. And the Giants become that spot, because then the Giants are the last pick between Tua and Miami. And Miami, Carolina, and L.A. go back to back to back. That is quarterback row right there. That's quarterback boulevard. If you don't take advantage of this, then the Giants have the most powerful pick in the draft. Now, what I would say to you is, if Tua's healthy and everybody wants him, you should be drafting him. But I know the road that leads us down, and I don't want to turn it into that today. It's more the believability of this report. Do you believe the Lions will do the diligence in a serious manner on Tua? I think the Lions end up doing the most Lion thing of all. Sitting there at 3, taking Derek Brown, and just moving forward. Nice and safe. Nice and easy. Because I don't know that Bob Quinn has any capability of working the draft. Working the process. And then, look, that would help me, because then the Giants have the most powerful pick in the draft. Because then, while Miami won't trade up, L.A. and Carolina would look to. And then Miami could get paranoid and have to trade with the G-men. And then the Giants get some sweet, sweet draft capital. Provided Gettleman has a brain, which I'm not sure he does. I actually think his head is filled with cheese puffs. But it's interesting to finally get a report that says the Lions are indeed in play. But keep your eye on it. Now, here's the other thing coming out of the Senior Bowl. The comment you made earlier, Sully, the report about the Lions coaching staff coaching them up or not. Take a listen to this, guys.
Yeah, this was from Matt Miller on Bleacher Report, who's been kind of spearheading this whole thing. Someone had asked him about the Lions at practice. I'm hearing from people down there that the Lions staff is running practices. Anything out of the ordinary to you? And he said the Lions haven't done a great job putting players in positions to be evaluated. Whatever that means. I think it's a little piling on at this point, but whatever.
Yeah, but Mike, hold on. How is it piling on for the most embarrassing coach in football who still has a job? 2 years in, looks clueless, defensive guy who presides over the worst defense in the league. You butchered half the staff. How's it piling on?
Because this is just coming from reporters. It's not coming from, I heard from a scout that that this team isn't happy with evaluating the players because they're not thinking the Lions are put in a good spot. I don't know. I just think it's like the Lions, there's so much stuff that they deserve to be ripped for and criticized for, but I'm not going to freak out over, the Lions aren't running practice like they should at the Senior Bowl coming from some writers. It's like, whatever, dude.
I disagree, young man.
Okay. So basically what the writer is saying is everything and confirming everything that Quandre Diggs and Darius Slay said during the season about the coaching.
Properly.
Exactly. Not putting the players in a position where they need to succeed. Well, in the Senior Bowl, that means putting them in a spot where they can be evaluated to, what they could do in the NFL. I'm sorry, but I'm not down there. I'm not looking at practice on the field. I watch it on TV. It looks to me like they're just yelling at these guys and not actually putting them in spots drills that show things and show skills.
I'm not breaking down practice.
No, I'm not going to break down. No, I'm not going to break down because I'm not there, but I can believe what Matt Miller is saying based off what Quandre Diggs and Darius Slay said.
That's the principle here. Is that, Mike, why do they deserve benefit of the doubt? They're trash. They're terrible.
Yes.
They're an embarrassment of a staff, and half the staff got butchered. Dude, I do not have any faith in Bob Quinn or Matt Patricia as high-level NFL executives or coaches. I don't. Mike, this ain't San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan is an elite, maybe the best play caller in the sport. Kyle Shanahan without Garoppolo is like 4-20. With him, he's 21-5. Like, Garoppolo is a star. That team is built right. That team can hang their hat on stuff. Matt Patricia's been here for 2 years. The defense hasn't been any good. With Stafford, they suck. Without him, they suck. Mike, you can't call yourself San Francisco. I can't act like next year it's just going to work. I don't know how. I don't know the pathway. Plus, here's the other thing, too, for boy genius Bob Quinn. Do you realize this offseason the interior of that defensive line is about to get gutted? I mean, whether Snacks retires or not the same guy. Mike Daniels was a $10 million waste. He gone. And you're not going to pay Sean Robinson. That's the heartbeat of your defense. I mean, they're going to go backwards before they go forwards. They're probably going to trade Darius Slay. How are you getting better, Bob? Hey, the offensive line, did you read Burkett's piece? Oh, Glasgow, going to walk away free agency. The other guard, whose name escapes me, see ya. Oh, that's great. That's just great. And Taylor Decker stinks. Super. Dude, what are we doing here?
No, but that's why I watched a video the other day. It was Chris Sims and Mike Florio talking about listing the teams that could possibly be like the 49ers next year. And I'm watching this, shaking my head as Chris Sims and Florio, and especially Chris Sims, are honestly listing the Lions and making a case for the Lions as to why they can be the Niners next year, because Stafford played great this year. They're just a couple pieces away. I'm confident Matt Patricia's going to get the defense better next year. They're listing all these reasons why the Lions can be the Niners next year.
Can I offer one thing? When you say the defense will get better, may I offer you that statistically speaking, it can't get worse. That is not what we're doing here. Second of all, do you realize how good San Francisco is, how difficult their schedule was, how many injuries they battled through? They are in the Super Bowl despite losing their star tight end for a few weeks, losing both tackles for a huge chunk of the season, right? Different running backs in and out of that lineup, different wideouts in and out. Mike, they play in the toughest division in football. They had the toughest schedule you could imagine. They had a brutal stretch after Thanksgiving. I don't think it's fair because Frisco sucked and then they got good. You got to look at how they're built. They are built and they are elite up front on both lines. Are the Lions elite on either front? No. They don't just have one good back. They got three. They got the best tight end in football. They got a collection of young wideouts that are great, and then they added Emmanuel Sanders. Defensively, it might be the best D-line in football. Followed up with a star like Quan Alexander. Followed up with a secondary that plays on a string. Like, Mike, I can't do that.
No, and that's one of the things that Chris Sims was talking about, how it's if the Lions are going to be the Niners next year, it's under the assumption that Stafford's going to play like he did this year, that the defense is going to get better, they're going to be good, Patricia's going to get it right. And also he was saying that it's confidence with the weapons like Hawkinson, like Carrion, like Galladay, that they're going to really step up.
I'm going to tell you, I hope to high hell that Hawkinson turns into Kittle. Mike, I didn't see anything in year one where I go, oh, yeah, this is awesome. Even before he got hurt. I don't like the pick. I understood the pick, but I never would have made the pick. I would have taken Ed Oliver, and guess what? Ed Oliver had one of the 5 or 6 best rookie years. I would have taken Devin Bush. Same deal. I mean, I don't get to make the picks. Mike, they picked a guy who going into next year, total wild card. And if he's anything other than Kittle or Ertz or Kelsey, it's a waste.
It's people reaching to draw comparisons because they see, just like the Niners, quarterback gets hurt, team tanks, top 3 pick. Mike,
let's
see if the Lions can. They're just picking those highlighted, they're highlighting these comparisons.
Stafford was healthy and playing at an MVP level, they were 3-4-1. Again, halfway mark of a season, MVP quarterback, 3-4-1. I'm sorry. It's not as simple as Stafford getting hurt. They weren't on their way to winning 12 games. And when Stafford was healthy the year prior, they went 6-10. When Frisco bombed out the 1 year, they didn't get Garoppolo till week 8, didn't play him till week 10. He won 5 in a row. Bang. The next year, he plays 2 weeks, dies, blows his knee out. It's not the same. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right. This day in show history next. 97.
Well, let's talk about